Thank you for taking time to look at the introductory part of this discourse titled Please Ponder with Basil. As promised in that episode, we said we'll be coming up with very thought-provoking topics, things that happen around us, things that have become traditions and customs to us that we don't even know that by the things that we are doing, it's either contributing to making our country, our environment a better place. So today, we are going to ponder on a topic that you are very familiar with, which I call the pledge. And when I say the pledge, yes, the pledge. Many of us from infancy, you will know that every opportunity you come to school, every day, you've had to say a pledge. In trying to look at the definition of a pledge, you will know that a pledge means a solemn promise or undertaking. A pledge is a vow, a pledge is a commitment. I think many years ago, as at the year 2004, I had to sit down, ponder on the pledge, and came up with a lot of questions. And so that questions are presented to us as a poem today. And that is where I'm going to start before putting across what I feel in my heart anytime we have opportunity to make pledges as citizens of our great nation, Nigeria. Like I've said earlier in the introductory text, whatever you are doing as a citizen of this country is either you are adding to the problem or you have become part of the solution or helping to solve the problems of Nigeria. So the poem goes like this. It says, when every day we pledge, when every day we vow, a pledge to a nation that is ours, a vow to our only nation, a pledge to be faithful and loyal, a vow to be honest in all things, a repetition to defend with strength and assurance of our might. When every day we pledge, when every day we vow, a pledge to uphold our country's honor, a vow to uphold our country's glory. When every day we pray, when every day we cry, a prayer to God for help, a cry for the sufficiency of God's grace. When every day we pledge, when every day we vow, when every day we pray, when every day we cry, a heartless people we have, a conscienceless nation we have, a people, a country, a nation. We pledge, we vow, we pray, we cry. But who will do our pledge? And this is the big question that we must all answer today. Yes, what is the Nigerian pledge? Of course, we have seen nations where possibly those that are representing nations in competitions, either sport or whatever, you see anytime they are making their commitments, they are making their vow, they are making their pledge about their nation, you see the passion with which it is made. But can we say it's the same thing of us? And of course, our pledge say, I pledge to Nigeria. Of course, many of us, when we are saying it, we raise up our hands, which means that it's a vow, which means a commitment, which means that, of course, the name it is called a pledge. I said, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to uphold our unity, our honor, and glory. And at the end, it says, so help me God. But what I have observed is that for some of us that have daily made this pledge, that have daily made this vow, we are making these pledges and we are making this vow with the intention of not keeping them. Now, that brings us to the biggest question. Can we grow a country when you make vows and you don't intend to keep it? knowing fully well that, yes, for us today, we grow, of course, as children, we're told that we are the leaders of tomorrow. So it means that right from that primary school, right from that secondary school, we are already building up people that will take over the leadership of this nation. But if people that are in position of authority, possibly before they enter any position in government or organizations or companies, they are made to make a pledge that they will do their best to support and do the biddings, keep the laws of that organization. And yet, as these words are coming out of your mouth, out of your heart is already telling you that you are not going to do it. I don't think it's good enough. I want us to sincerely ponder this in our hearts. Can we have a nation that we dream to have when the people that are running the nation or the people that are part of the nation have not committed themselves to keeping the vows that they make, to keeping the pledges that they make? The only way that we can move forward, I believe, is that we must go back to the basis from the promises we have made to our country, from the vows we have made to our country, and begin to keep them. As little, as minute as they are. You promise to be honest. You promise to defend the unity of Nigeria. And please ponder on this. What kind of a citizen are you? What kind of a Nigerian are you? When you say you want to defend the unity of your country, there's only one country called Nigeria. Yes, we might have other regions, north, south, east, west. But this is Nigeria. It means that you must be willing to love your fellow Nigerian. You must be willing to respect your fellow Nigerian. Sometimes I wonder why it becomes so difficult for us to live together if we have agreed to come together as a country. Recently, I was in Canada and I was in a state or a region called Waterloo. And I visited a friend who had left the country to school there. And the accommodation that we were staying, fortunately, I went into the sitting room and I met everybody seated. And everybody had to introduce themselves. In that same room, we have the Yorubas. We had the Hausas. Of course, I spoke to a young man who's from Niger State. We have the Igbos. And everybody, they live together as one in that place. Fortunately, I came in at such a time that they were all preparing dinner. Everybody using the same kitchen, the same facilities, and they were happy living together. And the first question that came to my mind, that what is wrong? Why is it that we can achieve this outside the country, but we cannot do it in our own country? And I think it is simple. Simply that we are not working in line with the vows that we have made. Vows are strong. Vows are powerful. The word I will speak, they are powerful. For me as a Christian, the Bible tells me that it was through the word of mouth that things that we can see physically were created. And that is why we must become sincere Nigerians who will speak and looking forward to do what they have promised. And like I said in the tutorial message, charity begins at home. It can start from you. Just making up your mind that from today, I'll keep my pledges. I'll keep my vows. Vows to neighbors, vows to people around me, vows to my community, vow to my place of work, vow to any assignment that I have, if we can go back to that, we might just be changing that orientation that will begin to give us the kind of nation that we deserve. Let every man, every child, every woman, every elder take these thoughts and brood upon it and ask questions that are very basic. I know all of us want to have a great country, but we all have roles to play. You all, like I continue to say, we all have something to contribute. And we are all contributing something. But that big question is, what you are contributing, is it helping or is making things worse? Don't just say the national pledge because you need to say it. But say it because you need to do it. We need to build institutions. We need to hold people accountable for things that they do. And accountability should be self. We must get to the point whereby whatever you are doing or whatever you need to do, you don't need somebody to be there to either correct you or tell you that it is right or wrong. If we can ponder along this line, you will just discover that politicians that will come to seek a vote during election, then suddenly they will begin to see the importance of not just collecting the votes and doing something different, but they will know that promises that are made needed to be kept. Whatever they would have said during campaign time, they will see that they begin to be performant, because they will know at the end of the day they are people with conscience and there will be accountability. So please, you have to tag along, because it is the right way to go. And this is how nations are built. So I welcome you to please sit upon this, brood upon this, and ponder on it. And I wish you all the very best, as very soon, by the special grace of God, we begin to have a lot of followers that are willing to do the right thing. Because I always tell people, the next leaders that we crave will come from the followers. And very soon we'll be talking about elections. Leaders cannot continue forever. So there will always be that vacancy that the followers will occupy. So please, let us have you to be a leader that's already prepared with the right kind of mindsets to bring the kind of change that we need. Thank you again for your time. Please, just be in touch as we continue to expect episode after episode. So once again, I want to appeal to you to like this page, to subscribe to this page. Like I said to you, is please ponder with Basil. Please, as you subscribe, as you like this page, then we will be encouraged to continue to do more of this and come up with more episodes that we believe that we are intentionally doing to make our country a better place. Thank you.